स्क्रीनवर शेअर हां विचार चालू तसंच नाही काढून करून केलं का तुला लाइव ही नहीं चालू ही नहीं मैंने लाइव मारने के बाद
गुड आफ्टरनून
आफ्टरनून
कैसे सर आप
बस एकदम ठीक देख लो
अभी कुछ मिनट में स्टार्ट करते हैं सर 2-3
नो इशू
स्टार्ट करते हैं
आई थिंक मैडम इज ऑलरेडी देयर
हाँ ऑफिस हैज लॉग्ड इन मैडम विल जॉइन शॉर्टली
अच्छा
राजेश सर शरद कुमार सर our president from FIO
Good afternoon, sir.
गुड आफ्टरनून सर
Happy to be here.
थैंक यू सर
Wonderful initiative and great. Looking forward to a great program.
थैंक यू सर
Hello, I want to take the opportunity to say hello.
गुड आफ्टरनून
Hi.
मैडम गुड आफ्टरनून
Thank you for organizing this and thank you for joining yourself.
थैंक यू मैडम आई एम शरद सराफ प्रेसिडेंट FIU
Yes, I guessed as much.
थैंक यू
good afternoon to everyone just give us 1 or 2 couple minutes so that we could set up the meeting and then start we will start in another 2 or 3 minutes
Sure, thank you. I can see Mr. Simenyov also. And is Danella there? Mr. Lal, can you see Miss Arsovska?
yes ma'am I'm making her co-host
Okay. She Should we mute my thing?
Madam, I recall that earlier our ambassador from Romania in Bucharest used to look after our interest in Bulgaria. This I am going back about more than 15 years back. So how old is our embassy in Bulgaria?
Ma'am, you will have to unmute yourself.
Ma'am, you'll have to unmute.
Yes, yes. No, in fact, our embassy in Bulgaria is very old. So, I mean, I know the ambassadors for the past 15 years, but we've just had 65 years.
Okay, so maybe that was during some interval when the ambassador was absent in Sofia.
For North Macedonia, it's, as you know, it's one of the successor states to Yugoslavia. So for that, the embassy was probably handled from Romania initially, and then here.
Ah, yes.
But Bulgaria itself, there was an embassy.
Okay. Because in FIO, previously when I was president, we had started one India Trade Center in Bucharest, and then it till 2008, when the economic crisis happened, the business became almost standstill, and it was very difficult to sustain it. So we had a group of about 52, 53 exporters who participated in this initiative, and it worked quite well. So at that time, I used to come to Bucharest several times, and in my own company, we had an office in Budapest.
Okay, so you know the region well then.
Yes, I know the region quite well.
Time for you now to come to Sofia and then Skopje as well.
Well, madam, this is the beginning. It's so we are beginning a beautiful relationship. So
that's why you proposed and we immediately accepted.
Yes, ma'am. It's one place where I have not been to, though I have had some good wines from Bulgaria. So
we will talk about that too. I'm sure Mr. Simenyov will develop on that.
Yes, ma'am.
Her Excellency and the President FIO, we have all the officials to start with the session. If you permit, we will start.
Please.
Sorry, if I may, do we also have enough members of FIO? Because that is the idea.
Sure.
We already have more than 90 members, ma'am, and
great.
few people will join in sometime.
Excellent.
So if you permit, good afternoon to everyone, and we would start with today's interactive session with Her Excellency Mrs. Pooja Kapoor, Ambassador of India to Bulgaria and North Macedonia. To start with, I would request our President Sharad Kumar Sharaf, President FIEO, to kindly welcome the participants. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dhananjay. Her Excellency Mrs. Pooja Kapoor, Ambassador of India to Bulgaria and Macedonia, Mr. Simeonov, President, Bulgarian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Ms. Daniela Erzovska, President, Macedonian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Rajesh Lal, our representative and head of Chancery, Ambassador of India, Sofia, Ms. Gabriela Dimitrova, Director, International Cooperation and International Organizations, Bulgaria Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and Mrs. Mimi Susleska Petkova, Advisor, Macedonian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, officials from Indian Embassy, Bombay Chamber of Commerce and Industry, MCC, FIO, and my exporter colleagues. On behalf of Federation of Indian Exports Organization, I extend a very warm welcome to all of you at this important interactive video conference on trade and investment opportunities between India and Bulgaria. The presence of Madam such large number of members of FIO shows our interest in Bulgaria. At the outset, I would like to express my sincere thanks and gratitude to the Embassy of India in Bulgaria, particularly to Her Excellency Mrs. Pooja Kapoor, Ambassador of India to Bulgaria and Republic of North Macedonia, and the entire team of Embassy for their sincere efforts in making this possible today. Friends, as we learn to live under clouds of coronavirus and shift our focus towards self-reliance, it has become imperative to connect with the key stakeholders across the globe more aggressively. Here, I would like to sincerely thank again the wholehearted efforts of all our missions and embassies for their continuous help and assistance in this hour of need. FIO, an apex body to promote international trade, is making all its efforts to reach out to the exporters through video conferencing, virtual meets to understand the concern so that the same may be brought to the notice of concerned authorities for their speedy solutions. Madam, one of our important bouquet of events is such meetings with different heads of our missions in different countries. So far, we must have held almost 40-45 meetings with different ambassadors of India, all of which have been very well attended and have given us good results. We all know that COVID pandemic has affected the medium of interactions and made us learn to be more virtual to keep the wheels of trade rolling. We at FIO swiftly evolved according to the situation and fully digitized many of our functions like issuing e-certificate of origin, e-membership, e-registration, etc. We have also launched a number of virtual trade shows and have been organized series of virtual interactions on a regular basis. I am happy to inform you that there is an ongoing virtual expo as we speak now in the Middle East region. And we had just inaugurated it day before yesterday in presence of several ambassadors from the Middle East region. These virtual events have immensely helped Indian companies in understanding the market dynamics, gauge the effect of slowdown, assess the future of various sectors, clarify the queries and other perspective on industry by industry experts. Friends, the bilateral relations between India and Bulgaria are long-standing. I am happy to understand from Madam that our embassy is more than 65 years old, which is very good to know. Our relationship are warm and friendly. The relationship between the two countries have flourished based on continuity, mutual understanding, high level of visits, and have progressively evolved into binding friendship. Madam, I must confess here that honestly, personally speaking, I am not too happy with our bilateral trade figures with Bulgaria. They can do much better. At present, we have a bilateral trade of about $302 million, and out of which $158 million, out of which presently it's $145 million, which actually shows a small reduction. So our exports have, in 5-year period, have shrunk by about 2%. And we need to do everything possible, not only to bridge this gap, but also to have increase or growth in exports. But on the other hand, the imports have grown significantly in the last 2 years. We are showing a CAGR of 12% in the 5-year period. However, trade is nowhere its true potential, and there is still considerable untapped potential, keeping in view Bulgaria's geostrategic location, EU membership, and India's strong economic growth and profile. In fact, Bulgaria can also be used as a springboard by Indian companies to enter the European market due to the strategic geographical location. Madam, as I was telling you informally before we started the meeting, that we had this India Trade Center in Bucharest, and if all goes well, if we are able to establish a beachhead in Sofia, we will be too happy to bring delegations to hold B2B meetings and exhibitions and so on. At the moment, unfortunately, the visibility of Bulgaria among Indian business community is a little bit low. and we need to increase that so that Bulgaria is on our radar and we see that Indian exporters take benefit of, Madam, our embassy and yourself present there. Friends, here I would also like to mention that our trade with Bulgaria still reflects the traditional export basket of India, which is not reflective of the true export profile of India of today. And there is a need to diversify it significantly to the more value-added products. Madam, as I mentioned earlier about the visibility of Bulgaria, I presume the same may be applicable of India in Bulgaria. And that could be the reason why our exports to Bulgaria are so low. There is a tremendous potential, I am very sure, but we need to increase or improve our visibility in Bulgaria. A major item of Indian exports to Bulgaria are organic chemicals, unmanufactured tobacco, medicaments, electric parts, wool, paving blocks, slabs, bricks, that is building materials, polymers of propylene, ferroalloys, and major item of Bulgarian imports to India are laboratory instruments and apparatus, animal feeding preparations, craft paper, radio broadcasting apparatus, aluminium waste and scrap, medicaments, machinery, and for working rubber and plastic. Madam, there is a need and it is possible to increase our basket of both import and export. And that can be done by increasing our bilateral interaction between the two business communities. Friends, there is a need to rebuild a strong ties between India and Bulgaria from a trade and cultural perspective. The two countries have great potential to take it to the next level. We feel that the business classes of the two nations lack awareness about the economic and investment environment in the country. It has therefore become pertinent that significant number of people and businessmen should contact each other more frequently to strengthen our bilateral trade and economic cooperation. Here, Madam, I must mention that even the consulate of Bulgaria, the honorary consulate of Bulgaria in Mumbai, I am not sure whether there is a proper representation of Bulgaria in Mumbai. I know for sure that there is a honorary consulate office somewhere in Worli, but I have not come across during my interaction with various consulates, consul generals in Mumbai, anybody from Bulgaria. So maybe you can look at it and see that some strong presence is made, particularly in Mumbai, which is as you know, is a financial capital as well as capital for so many industries in India. So, and almost 65% of exports of India takes place from the Western region. So there is a dire need for a strong presence of Bulgaria in Mumbai. From the Federation side, it is our constant endeavor to provide a common platform for businessmen of both countries to enhance economic and trade relations. And today's virtual interaction is another step in this direction. Madam, we will be very happy in FIO to support any initiative from the Bulgarian side. I am happy that we have the President of Bulgarian Chamber of Commerce and Industry as well as President of Macedonian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. I would like to inform them that we are your partners, we are your representatives here in India. We have 20 offices across the country and we have a very well organized facilities for holding B2B meetings, for hosting delegations, and which we have been doing for ages by now. With these words, I would like to again thank Your Excellency, Indian Ambassador to Bulgaria, other distinguished guests and speakers, and look forward to meaningful and result-oriented business interaction today. Thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, sir, for welcoming the participants. I would now request Her Excellency Ms. Pooja Kapoor, Ambassador of India to Republic of Bulgaria and Republic of North Macedonia, to kindly deliver the keynote address, please.
Thank you. Shri Sharad Kumar Saraf, President PO, Mr. Svetan Simenyov, President of the Bulgarian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Ms. Danela Arsovska, President of the Macedonian Chambers of Commerce, distinguished members of FIO participating from India, ladies and gentlemen. We are delighted and honored to have all of you with us this afternoon for an interactive video conference exploring post-COVID business opportunities and challenges for trade and investment between India and Bulgaria, as well as India and North Macedonia. I would like to congratulate President Pio for taking the initiative in this regard, and also thank the leading business chambers in Bulgaria and North Macedonia, whose presidents we have amongst us today, and who are very good friends of ours, to have enthusiastically joined to brief our Indian friends and partners about market and investment opportunities in their respective countries. India has a robust and multifaceted relationship with both Bulgaria and North Macedonia, with a steadily growing trade and investment partnership. The largest ever India-Bulgaria Business Forum took place in Sofia in September 2018, which was addressed by President Nath Kovid and President Romain Radev, with over 400 companies from both countries participating. India was the largest participant at the prestigious Plovdiv Tech Fair, again in 2018 in Bulgaria. Bulgaria's Deputy Prime Minister, who is in charge of economic and demographic policy, Ms. Mariana Nikolova, in fact led the most high-powered official and business delegation to the India-Europe 29 Business Forum, which was organized in November 2019 in India by the CII and the Ministry of External Affairs and the Ministry of Commerce, of course. And in fact, Mr. Simenyov was one of the participants in it. North Macedonia too has been a partner in important conventions such as Vibrant Gujarat, which they have attended at prime ministerial level. So with regard to the point that you made, Mr. Saraf, about more interaction, actually, you are right. In the past, I think visibility has traditionally not been as high as it should have been. And in the last 2-3 years, we made a concerted effort and actually had a whole lot of participation from both sides. There's been delegations which are broad-based, there are delegations which are sector-specific, there are B2B meetings, there are big conventions which are bilateral, there are big conventions which are global, in which we have got Bulgarian and North Macedonian participation. So actually a lot has been done. And not just in the economic field, but in other fields too. And I can tell you, the mayor of Sofia told us last year that we were the most active embassy in the country. We did so many events. So I think that is a problem that we have been taking care of here. And we hope that more and more Indian delegations will visit both Bulgaria and North Macedonia. Before I head on towards the main content of what I was going to say, I also wanted to address the issue regarding Bulgarian honorary consul in Mumbai. We do have a member of the Bulgarian Foreign Ministry attending this event. And perhaps, although they are attending as an observer, we could repeat during the session to maybe speak about that. I will now tell you a bit about Bulgaria and North Macedonia, although we have the presidents of the respective chambers and they will deal with this at more length. And then I will also touch upon specific post-COVID opportunities, which the idea of today's session was. Bulgaria is an upper middle income country in the European Union, which of course is India's largest trading partner and a key investment partner. Bulgaria has a GDP of approximately $65 billion and a population of about 7 million, and is a predominantly service-based economy, but with important manufacturing and agricultural capabilities. It ranks 61st in the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business Index and offers amongst the lowest wage rates, real estate prices, and taxation rates within the European Union, making it an attractive investment destination for accessing European markets. North Macedonia is a successor state to Yugoslavia and is commencing its journey towards EU membership. An upper middle income country ranking 17th on the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business Index. It has a GDP of about 13 billion approximately and a population of about 2 million. It also serves as a zero to low tax destination with zero customs tariff to access EU markets. India's trade with Bulgaria has actually tripled since 2000 and stood at about 338 million in 2018-19. I'm not taking into account the figures you quoted because at that time COVID had already started, Mr. Saraf, and that led to a slight dip. Before the onset of the pandemic, exports were rising. In fact, the previous year, in 2018-19, we had a 20% jump in exports to Bulgaria. So I would like to assure you that the trajectory of exports is actually upwards. The trajectory of trade is upwards, and the balance of trade has always been in India's favor by a considerable margin with regard to Bulgaria. And the trajectory remains up, and post-COVID, I'm sure both sides will resume with a vengeance, I hope, to ensure that we achieve new heights. Till now, the major items of export from India to Bulgaria have been, you mentioned some of these, organic chemicals, pharmaceuticals, plastics, rubber articles, tobacco, miscellaneous chemicals, tanning extracts, oil seeds, and essential oils. In terms of our major imports, it's in organic chemicals, fertilizers, nuclear reactor parts, electrical machinery, laboratory instruments, iron and steel, aluminium, essential oils, tobacco, and animal feed. India's bilateral trade with North Macedonia stood at about 44 million in 2018-19, again, just before the COVID-19 pandemic, with our exports amounting to about 20 million and imports to about 24 million. India mainly exports oils of petroleum, tractors, tobacco, coffee, sesamum, cotton yarn, medicaments, propylene, polymers, and pneumatic elevators, and conveyors to North Macedonia. Its preponderant import is ferroalloys, followed by marble and travertine, electrical machinery, and equipment and plastics. A viable investment relationship has already been nurtured between our countries. The seeds have been sown through the efforts of the entrepreneurs on both sides. We have Indian companies such as HCL, EXL, Sutherland, Namdhari Seeds, Cinegrand, and others who have made their presence felt in a variety of sectors in Bulgaria. In turn, we have Bulgarian companies such as Exitel, Software Group, Prime Petroleum, Hugh Pharma, Green Zone, etc. in India with a visible presence. We also have Indian companies such as Bang & Scott, the BRG Group, Indus Mitica, etc. in North Macedonia. The COVID-19 pandemic has upended the world as we know it. The butterfly effect of a species crossover virus that originated in Wuhan, China, has brought the world to its knees. It has not only inflicted unimaginable damage to the world economy, the worst since the Great Depression, but has also changed our approach to how we think, how we do business, and indeed how we live. In the economic sphere, one of the biggest lessons has been to highlight the importance of diversifying global value chains and, where possible, shortening them. Healthcare and health infrastructure have been elevated to the level of strategic importance. There is a huge emphasis on developing new technologies to conduct every conceivable activity virtually to the extent feasible, with immense implications for traditional sectors such as travel, transportation, tourism, etc. Applying this to the context of India's economic engagement with Bulgaria and North Macedonia, we see that there are immense opportunities for expanding our trade baskets and enhancing our trading relationships in both traditional and non-traditional sectors and becoming parts of each other's value chains. At the same time, there are myriad opportunities for co-development of technologies and for boosting our investment relationship including through joint ventures. The first big opportunity I'd like to mention is in the field of healthcare, pharmaceuticals, and biotech. Now, India exports pharmaceuticals to Bulgaria already to the tune of about 18 million. But this is only about 1.3% of what Bulgaria imports. Again, we export medicines to North Macedonia, but again, very modest figures. What the COVID-19 pandemic has shown is that India has emerged as the pharmacy of the world. We supplied medicines such as chloroquine, hydroxychloroquine, paracetamol, face masks, etc., to over 100 countries, including Bulgaria, in their time of need. And this was deeply appreciated and established our position as a dependable partner in the field, which we can and should leverage now. There are also immense opportunities for exporting Ayurvedic products, which are appreciated in both countries. There is a great interest in herbal remedies and in alternative medicine, which we can cash in on, including also in the beauty and toiletries segment. Then co-production of medical devices and equipment, laboratory instruments, production of personal protective equipment, etc., are another area which both sides can look at. And finally, of course, research. We are countries with a strong research base, and biotech, pharmaceuticals, and healthcare are very viable areas we should look at. But I'd also like to mention that an Indian company called Indus Medica, which is in fact based in Mumbai, set up the most advanced medical testing laboratory facilities in Skopje in 2018. And in fact, this is the most advanced facility in the whole Western Balkan region. And there is scope to do more such initiatives. Another sector is ICT. It's a very promising area given that all our countries have significant capabilities and synergies in the field. India is an important exporter of services to Bulgaria. And I also already mentioned the presence of companies such as HCL, EXL, Sutherland, etc. IT professionals are employed from India by a whole lot of Bulgarian companies. On the other hand, Bulgaria itself was once considered the Silicon Valley of Eastern Europe, and their companies have a notable presence in India. For example, they are the fifth largest provider of broadband services to metros in India, a fact that very few of us probably know. The Indian public sector undertaking called TCIL also had a presence in Skopje till recently. An important initiative that I took and our embassy took in the last couple of years was to establish a transcontinental IT connect between the world's leading IT hotspots. So this was a platform between India, the United States, and the Balkans, which for us, of course, essentially Bulgaria and North Macedonia, but other countries in the region also participated. We held the first convention of the IT Hub Connect in 2018, which was addressed at the highest levels of the European Union and the respective governments of the region. And we had 500 leading companies in the IT sector from the US, India, and the Balkans participate. So today, I would like to invite the members of FIO to actively participate in the next convention, which was supposed to be held in 2020, but has been postponed because of the pandemic. But we will have it next year. Please come, showcase your abilities, snap up business, establish collaborations, because this is what all the Indian companies which attended the last convention did. And we are there to handhold and facilitate. Post-COVID, there are especially synergies for joint development of technologies and applications in enhancing virtual access to services, fintech, big data processing, and cybersecurity. The next sector, which is of great importance to India, is agriculture and food processing, which is again very viable for business development with both Bulgaria and North Macedonia. India's agri-food production is expected to increase fivefold in the coming decade, while both Bulgaria and North Macedonia can service markets as well as sources of raw materials for India, along with technology in the food processing sector. A recent study that the embassy commissioned through the Bulgarian Chamber of Commerce and Industry has identified specific opportunities for enhancing India's exports of tobacco, coffee, sesame seeds, cumin, cashew, dried onions, processed foods, oil cakes, non-alcoholic beverages, groundnuts, plants used for perfumery and pharmaceuticals, vegetable sap, and food preparations. In addition, new market niches can be developed in fresh, dried, and chilled fruits, while joint ventures can be explored in confectionery, winemaking, the perfumery industry, and so on. And here I'd like to mention two things in particular. There is an Indian company called Namdhari Seeds, which is Bangalore based. They actually operate farms here, and they grow not just vegetables, Indian vegetables, and supply to all of Europe, but they also grow things like coriander seeds, which are then sold in the international market, and some of them actually sold back in India. So that is another way we can look at opportunities in this sector. In addition, Bulgarian rose and lavender oil is top quality, and our ether manufacturers and herbal industry can find very useful linkages with Bulgarian producers, including in sharing of technology, which can then be transferred. And in India, we have all kinds of climatic zones, so these things can also be produced there eventually. Cotton yarn is already exported by India because both Bulgaria and North Macedonia have a very thriving textile and garment sector, and we can look to supply other yarns and textiles to them as well. Moving on to the automotives and auto part industry, which is a big employment generator in India. I would like to mention that Bulgaria is emerging as an important hub for the European auto industry. Global brands such as BMW, Mercedes, Renault, Ford, Porsche, Tesla, etc. have a presence here. In North Macedonia, there is a good market for mid-sized vehicles from India for both the civilian and potentially defense use. So there are definitive opportunities for companies for joining regional and international value chains in the automobile and auto parts sector, which we should seriously look at. Bulgaria has also been an important supplier of small arms, ammunition, and spares to India. And we are pleased that Bulgaria's oldest defense producer, Arsenal, has earlier this year entered into an MOU with the Kalyani Strategic Systems Limited, which is the Bharat Forge Group, essentially, to manufacture assault rifles, machine guns, and ammunition in India. There are other Bulgarian companies in the defense sector which are exploring similar opportunities in India. And I would call upon Indian companies in this sector, which are present here today, to seriously consider them as partners for joint ventures, which can serve not just the Indian domestic market as we work towards Atmanirbhar Bharat, but also for re-exporting to third countries. There are also opportunities worth exploring in renewable energy, light electronics and engineering goods, metallurgy, metals and scrap, etc. I will mention in particular the scope for ramping up of exports of steel coils to North Macedonia. In general, India's strength is seen in its technology, which is considered mid-range and signifying good quality, but at reasonable costs, which is well appreciated, I think, in both North Macedonia and Bulgaria, and we should bear this in mind. Skill development is another area worth exploring. Hundreds of medical students from India study in Bulgaria, while Indian IT education is very popular here. And Indian Institute of Hardware Technology, for example, has a branch in Plovdiv. And there are many other tie-ups at the university level, which could be encouraged further. The Indian hospitality industry could also help train manpower in the tourism sector in both Bulgaria and North Macedonia, and also bring top quality hotels to the region. Indian cinema has already discovered Bulgaria and North Macedonia, bringing in its wake more Indian tourists, while tourist footfalls to India have also increased. However, there are a lot more opportunities, both in tourism and in the creative industry sector, than we can look at. Finally, India's skilled manpower can help plug shortages in healthcare, education, tourism, etc. For example, in Bulgaria, which has these shortages because of a historical issue of a population which has emigrated to other parts of Europe and the world. And this would, of course, require some work. I mean, there would have to be government to government agreements. There would also need to be some acquisition of local language skills, but this is something that we should look at, both sides should look at seriously over the short to medium term. To conclude, I would like to encourage Indian companies of all sizes, especially MSMEs, to come explore the extremely promising opportunities that exist in Bulgaria and North Macedonia to sell our wares, to share technology, to take technology, to give technology, and to establish joint facilities, and of course, to use these countries as investment bases to access the European markets. Indian companies are already here. They've done the groundwork and they are thriving. And I'm sure your companies will not only be able to replicate their success, but build upon it and grow bigger, faster. The Embassy of India is, of course, always available, not just to answer your queries, but to assist you in every possible way to expand your business collaborations with counterparts from Bulgaria and North Macedonia. We have with us today our commercial representative, Shri Rajesh Lal. He'll be speaking to you later. Please do feel free to reach out to him at any time, and of course to me as well. We also have with us the presidents of the Bulgarian Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the North Macedonian Chambers of Commerce present here. And they, along with the investment agencies in both countries, Invest Bulgaria and Invest Macedonia, also stand ready to provide you with information and facilitation. I'd also like to mention that we have two bilateral business chambers. One is the Indian Bulgarian Business Chamber, and the other is the Balkan India Business Association, who deals specifically in bilateral business engagement. These have also recently been set up and have helped us do a lot of events in both countries to increase India's visibility, and they have done events in India as well. Please reach out to them and they will be able to guide you in many respects. Let me close by saying once again, thank you for joining us. I hope you find today's webinar useful. I look forward to meeting many of you in the not too distant post-COVID future. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your keynote address and providing even the sector-wise insights of Bulgaria and North Macedonia to the participants and exporter members of FIO. And we would also like to take this opportunity to thank you for your leadership and vision, which is actually helping and facilitating bilateral trade between Indian and Bulgarian and North Macedonia businessmen, but not only to that two countries, but also to whole of the Balkan region and EU also. For the information of the participants, I would like to inform you that we are actually having this meeting under the chairmanship of two very elite academic achievers. Our president, Sharat Kumar Sharaf, is actually head of alumni of IIM Mumbai. And I have known that madam is actually excelled from University of Oxford and done her public administration from Paris, and she is the topper of Delhi University also. So we have two very elite academic achievement achievers in the field of academics, and then they are actually facilitating from India, Sharat Kumar Sharaf sir, and from Balkan region, madam is actually facilitating the businesses from two countries and from the region to actually connect with each other. So it's very great to be doing this meeting under your chairmanship, ma'am. I would now request Stevan Simonov, President, Bulgarian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, to kindly address the participants and then help us know how Bulgarian Chamber of Commerce is actually helping to boost bilateral trade between our countries. Over to you, sir. You will have to unmute yourself and then we have to go forward.
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to address this very interesting forum. This is a very interesting and very serious event for Bulgarian Chamber of Commerce and Industry because more than 120 participants are online, and these are figures which are not usual for us. Our figures for such events are more modest. Dear friends from Federation of Indian Exporters Association, Your Excellency, Ambassador of India to Bulgaria and North Macedonia, Pooja Kapoor, our very, very serious partner, I would like to thank you personally for all the efforts during these years, for serious energy that you show, and to confirm that we still appreciate you like one of the most active ambassadors in Sofia. Thank you very much for these efforts. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your in-depth analysis of Bulgarian-Indian business relations. This is my address, and I would like to say that we will have many more opportunities, having in mind your optimism. I would like also to congratulate Daniela Arsovska, colleague of mine from Northern Macedonia, for their participation, for their support of the event. There are many opportunities for business with our two countries, and I believe in foreseeable future they will be multiplied. Thank you to our friends from for Federation of Exporters of India for support of this event. We are working in very hard conditions. This makes difficulties for everybody, and we appreciate very high the efforts of Bulgarian government for providing many measures, efforts, financing, and support to Bulgarian companies and to their workers in the period of this epidemic. And we support them, we help these opportunities to reach any company in Bulgaria and help them to use the advantages of these measures, of this financing, of this reduction of administrative burden. Any measures, this is position of Chamber of Commerce, have and any financial support, they have limits like amounts, they have limits like time, so that we believe that events like today's event with India and our colleagues from Northern Macedonia will contribute significantly to improvement of the economic relations. I fully agree with the previous speakers that there is great potential for development of these relations, especially for small countries like Bulgaria and Northern Macedonia, when they have partners like India. And we believe that soon these digital events will maybe continue. They have their advantages, but we would like to see again serious events like the one during the visit of President of India in Bulgaria and visit of delegation led by Deputy Prime Minister and business delegation from Bulgaria. The figures were 3-4 times bigger of the participants, and the results were also very big. But any step, even the, you know, the proverb that even the long journey starts with first step. And we believe that such events like today's one will contribute to this. I would like to confirm our readiness for future cooperation with our partners in India and especially with Federation of Indian Exporters Organizations. I want to thank them for the cooperation. I want to thank them for readiness, for any realization of any positive ideas. I wish them every success on the eve of Christmas for us and New Year for everybody on the globe. To wish them many more successes. To wish all of you to keep far from these viruses, and I believe that in foreseeable future, maybe middle of the next year, we will have many more opportunities for exchange of delegations, exchange of visits. Thank you very much. And I would like also to thank again to my colleague from Macedonian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Madam Arsovska. All the best and success to this event.
Thank you very much, sir, for addressing our Indian exporters and for closely coordinating with our embassy in Sofia. And we have been doing very good events, and hopefully you can also join in with your chamber and with the help of embassy to take forward more delegations and have more B2B contacts between our businesses. And we look forward for that, sir. Thank you very much for sparing your valuable time to join us today. I would now request Ms. Danila Arsovoska, President of Macedonian Chambers of Commerce, to kindly address our participants and convey her vision about how we can actually boost business between our countries.
Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to Her Excellency, the Ambassador Pooja Kapoor. She has, as my colleague said, been one of the most active ambassadors and diplomats when the economic cooperation is in question, and we thank her for all of her efforts, which she has done for the past year, but also for this year as well, being that we were in very strange conditions and affected by the pandemics. I would also like to congratulate on Indian side, Mr. Kumar Sharaf, who has helped organize this event so that we can interconnect. And also very important is for me to thank our colleagues and especially His Excellency Mr. Tsvetan Simeonov, who is the President of the Bulgarian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. I think one of the best organizations in the region with whom we have traditionally very friendly and very good cooperation in the field of the economy and increasing of the trade. I do believe that our two countries jointly with the cooperation which has been initiated with Ambassador Kapoor's help can really significantly increase the trade relations with India. I believe that there are many ways to do this. I'm certain that from today's presentation on all of the sides from our organizations, we'll be able to find out something more about what we can do and how we can facilitate the trade into the region. But most of all, I would say is that this is a beginning of a new trilateral friendship, which we need to nurture, which we need to work on continuously. And I think that if we intensify our communication, we can do a lot. Of course, as you know, our country has, because we don't have a very big industry, we import more than we export, so we have a huge trade deficit. But that doesn't mean that the trade deficit cannot be sourced out to be imported from our traditional good partners from Bulgaria, or maybe to be increased in the import from India. So we need to nurture these relations, and we need to work so that we have more increase of the trade relation between these three countries. What is very relevant from the Macedonian Chambers of Commerce, which you know probably from the materials previously, because we are an umbrella organization. We are the Union of National Chambers of Commerce. We are also the national office for the International Chambers of Commerce in Skopje, and also governing members of the World Chambers Federation. So today I can say I am a proud member of the governing body of the union, which unites all chambers of commerce worldwide, and we should use this network so that we all benefit and we increase our trade cooperation, and of course we do it for the benefit of our members. We need our members to grow. We need them to be better businesses, bigger businesses, to make bigger profits, to be bigger and better at the market, and of course to be more competitive on the market. So we can do this jointly, I'm certain. Although my country, Macedonia, is a very small country, as you know, as Ambassador mentioned previously, it's approximately about 2 million in population, but still the opportunities are many. I think that the economy has so many, I think, potentials into different industry which can be penetrated on the market, and they can be developed by increasing not only the trade but also production. And this needs to be used both by Bulgaria and by India as well. What I can offer you today would be, I would say, my sincere will to interest into penetrating the market, or maybe if you have products which you would like to place on this market, please feel free to contact us. We would also like to offer our network through, not only through the chamber network, but also through the media as well, and advertise your companies and your products which are really interested into having partnerships down here. We can advertise all the companies and products that come from Bulgaria, both, and from India as well, which think that they can open up a market here, which believe that they can find a partner here, which they believe they can find a distributor for their company's products here on this market. And also we are open for joint ventures and for all the fields which you think are of interest into increasing this trilateral cooperation. I would like to sincerely thank you for initiating this event, this conference, and first of all, this communication. I would like to thank my colleague and partner from Bulgarian Chambers of Commerce and Industry, who has been very active and very helpful into these relations that we nurture. And I hope that we will have the opportunity to increase this cooperation, and of course, then to naturally connect it to India and be a bridge, let's say, of communication to their products in this region. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for addressing the participants. And before we proceed to have presentations, I would like to just say thank you to Pooja Kapoor, ma'am, that she has introduced and brought on board for this session Macedonian Chamber of Commerce and Bulgarian Chamber of Commerce and Industries, because without your initiative to bring us together, this program wouldn't have been that successful the way we are progressing now. And the second thing is that due to pandemic, we have actually shifted to this online mode of Zoom meetings and others. And it has come as a blessing that something which would have done in years only after visiting the country, we are able to now connect through a virtual platform itself. That has come as a blessing, and we look forward to actually leverage and do exponentially good by using these platforms now. Now I would request Mr. Rajesh Lal, Commercial Representative and Head of Chancery Embassy of India in Sofia, to kindly make a brief presentation on the bilateral trade between India, Bulgaria, and North Macedonia, please.
Thank you very much. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, after the comprehensive and illuminating keynote address by Her Excellency Ms. Pooja Kapoor, Ambassador of India to Bulgaria and North Macedonia on the business promotion challenges and opportunities post-COVID-19 in these two countries, the gracious remarks by Mr. Sharad Kumar Saraf, President FIEO, and the exhaustive special discourse by His Excellency Mr. Svetan Simonov, President BCCI, and Her Excellency Ms. Danila Arsovska, President MCC. It is time to move on to the part of the conference which a lot of you would be looking forward to. India and countries in the Central and East European region have enjoyed close economic and political ties since the 1950s and even earlier. In recent years, both sides have shown renewed interest in expanding their economic relations. The volume of total trade between the two regions has grown considerably over the years, even during adverse global economic conditions at some points in time, as have investments. India shares warm, friendly, and cordial relations with Bulgaria and North Macedonia. Trade between both countries has considerable potential to grow in sectors already mentioned by Ambassador Pooja Kapoor. I would like to add that the Embassy of India, under the proactive leadership of Ambassador Pooja Kapoor, has been at the forefront of promoting strong bilateral trade ties with both Bulgaria as well as North Macedonia. With the help and support of the Bulgarian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, as also the Macedonian Chamber of Commerce, we have organized many high-profile events in the past and expect to receive their continued support in the months and years ahead for all our future events. I would like to assure everyone that the Embassy of India in Sofia in general and its commercial wing in particular will always be there to support the cause of furtherance of bilateral trade in respect of Bulgaria and as well as North Macedonia. As Ambassador Pooja Kapoor has already said, please feel free to reach out to us at any time. Now, without much further ado, we'll move on to the presentations part on bilateral trade, business opportunities and challenges post-COVID. First by Ms. Gabriela Dimitrova, Director, International Cooperation and International Organizations, BCCI, and then by Ms. Mimi Susleska-Petkova, Advisor, MCC. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your brief address and all the cooperation that you have actually given during last couple of days to actually make this program successful. I would now request Ms. Gabriela Dimitrova, Director, International Corporation and International Organizations, Bulgarian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, to kindly make a brief presentation to the participants.
Welcome to everybody. It's my pleasure to be with you today. I will share my presentation so you will be able to come with me on a short journey to Bulgaria. This is how we welcome all our guests and partners with bread and salt in order to share the good and the salty things of life. This is a short presentation that will guide you through the most important information. What does Bulgaria offer as a place for business and how to be a partner? I assume that a lot of the data I had wanted to share with you was already mentioned by Her Excellency. I'm thankful for this. Now, in a few slides, I will share the information that we have from the Invest Bulgaria agency that was also mentioned, a very good partner of ours. So some facts and figures about Bulgaria. Bulgaria is known as one of the top 10 countries in the world with fastest internet connection. This is what helps us even now in these difficult times when you have to connect by internet and be on the computer and on the mobile phone all the time. We are also in the top rankings in specialists, people that are very good in mathematics, and also IT specialists. Half of the population speaks at least one foreign language. That helps us boost and communicate easier. And of course, our country is very rich in cultural and historical heritage. The GDP growth of Bulgaria used to be steady along the past few years. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, the expectations are not so good. But the other major macroeconomic indicators, such as unemployment, inflation rate, have also shown a positive trend during the past few years. So Bulgaria is a sweet, a very good place for investors. Mentioned already, but I have to stress this because this is one of our merits. Taxation rates in Bulgaria are quite small, very attractive for foreign companies to work here. You see the comparison, they are one of the lowest in the European Union, since we have 10% corporate income tax, 10% personal income tax, and the VAT, the general number is 20%, and it has differentiations for some goods. There is even 0% corporate tax rate in several areas in Bulgaria where the unemployment rate is higher. How you can start a business in Bulgaria? Well, the answer is easy. It takes just several days, up to 14 days, having in mind the VAT registration, and you could have a company. The minimum capital for it is just €1. So we have tried together with the Bulgarian government to set up very friendly conditions for setting up a business. If you want to be present in Bulgaria, it could be either by a limited liability company as a good start, or with the representative office of your company. And the second one should be registered at the Bulgarian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. So we are the first place, the first spot an Indian company could visit and realize how to proceed further with its business in Bulgaria. In a nutshell, what our country offers. Well, political and business stability as a member of EU and NATO, and also the World Trade Organization. The country has a currency board for more than 20 years already, and this provides also financial stability. Our country has low budget deficit and government debt, which is also a sign for political stability. We could offer educated and skilled workforce, very easy market access, being a member of the European Union and being in excellent relations with the other adjacent markets. The costs and risks doing business in Bulgaria are reduced, and there are some government incentives. Regarding the incentives, I could welcome you warmly to contact the Invest Bulgaria agency if you and your companies, your management is planning to have some investments in Bulgaria. This is the main institution that also promoted its motto, move to be moved. Well, just a few steps and you really could be moved by Bulgaria. Some words about the Bulgarian Chamber of Commerce and Industry that is celebrating its 125th anniversary this year. We're proud to be in favor of businesses for 3 centuries already. We cover the whole territory of Bulgaria with a network of regional chambers. This is our strength. During the years, we have succeeded to reach more than 52,000 members, the traders, corporations, associations, different kind of memberships. The most important thing is that our chamber is an independent, non-governmental organization known as the oldest one in Bulgaria and for the moment the largest. What is our role? What do we do every day? Well, we're an officially recognized social partner. This is important for our companies, for the employers, because we represent them on governmental level and also on international level. So we're defending the interests of our companies and their business. We promote international economic relations. This is also thanks to all our international colleagues and friends and partners. And we do hope with your federation we will have more opportunities to develop these relations. We also provide a lot of business, a lot of services to the businesses. I will mark some of them in my presentation further on. We also try to help companies settle their trade disputes, if any. And there is a council of sectorial organizations, organizations that deal in specific economic sectors, more than 90 of them that are associated to the Bulgarian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. This is a quick overview of our international association. So we are part of all these organizations, and we are glad to have them either as a provider of policy direction or of services. So more about our services. What I want to stress is the trade register of the Bulgarian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. I'm going to skip a little bit further in order to be more explicit. This is the Unified Trade Register of the Bulgarian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. It possesses the information of all our members in electronic format. It's accessible through our website. You see the link beneath. It's both in English and in Bulgarian. So Indian companies could search for a Bulgarian partner here by a keyword, by a sector, by a city, whatever they decide that they need at the moment. Further, I would like to point out that the arbitration court, even though companies don't want to think about this when signing a contract, but this is a very important point in their documents. In case of some misunderstanding, this is the fastest, the easiest, and the cheapest way to solve a trade dispute. So you see, I have listed here all our services. I believe the host will provide this presentation after the event to all participants, so you could deeply search into the data. I would strongly recommend that you visit our website, get to know our activities, our news, and even to subscribe for our bulletin. It's electronic, free of charge. It comes out in English every Friday, every working Friday, and in Bulgarian every day. So it will give you a glimpse of what is up to the Bulgarian Chamber of Commerce and Industry now, and what is the most important in our economy. Well, if you have further comments, questions, or some reviews, I would be happy to answer them. This is the website once again, and the email for the Bulgarian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Me representing the International Relations Department, being its director, will be a pleasure to answer and to guide you through the Bulgarian Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the Bulgarian business. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for making the presentation. Immediately after your presentation, I am receiving a series of chat messages requesting for the copy of the presentation. So for benefit of all the participants, I would like to inform you that the copy of the presentation would be shared with everyone. And also that this session is live on YouTube and a recording of this would be available on YouTube later. So you could actually refer to the YouTube once the session is over, whenever you would like to. And the copy of the presentation would be shared with all the participants. Especially, I know that the link that you shared about unified trade would be very much of interest to our Indian participants. And I'm sure many of them would be actually going in and trying to search for their counterparts from the database. Thank you very much for sparing your time and making this very useful and valuable presentation to our participants. I would now request for the last presentation of the day. For that, I would like to request Ms. Mimi Shusleska Petkova, Advisor, Macedonian Chamber of Commerce, to kindly make a brief presentation for the benefit of our participants, please.
Good afternoon to everyone. Thank you for this opportunity. We will start our presentation with short video. Okay, now we're back on the presentation. Just a second, please. It's okay. Can you let me start with a few words about Macedonia Chamber of Commerce. Macedonia Chamber of Commerce is the largest independent business association in Macedonia. MCC promotes and represents the business interests of thousands of members, companies, and connect them with the more than 1,000 national, regional, and international institutions and organizations. MCC has over than 24,000 members companies acting through the 35 members of commerces, each in different sectors. Why invest in Macedonia? North Macedonia has excellent geostrategic position in the center of the Balkan, is a NATO member and European Union candidate country. The business climate provides an opportunity to competitive workforce and investment environment is open for business. Financial benefit and incentives and low operational costs are important to investors. The Republic of North Macedonia has a very suitable tax environment with one of the lowest corporate income tax rate in the world. Additionally, North Macedonia has several investment zones with 10 years tax holidays for corporative profits, employment, customs duties, and other. General overview for North Macedonia. In the past 2 decades, North Macedonian economy growth was the most stable in the West Balkan. Income per capita doubled and the country moved from low middle to the upper middle income status. Its strategic geographic location is also a major asset, given the largely untapped export potential of its agriculture and service sector. North Macedonia has a population of 2.1 million in an area of 25,710 square kilometers. North Macedonia has two international airports located in Skopje, which is the capital city, and in Ohrid. The country's road network is 9,205 kilometers and railway network 900 kilometers. North Macedonia is a signatory of 3 multilateral free trade agreements, stabilization and association agreement with UA member states, European Free Trade Association with Switzerland, Norway, Ireland, and Liechtenstein, and Central European Free Trade Agreement between North Macedonia, Albania, Moldova, Serbia, Montenegro, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and Kosovo. Important agreements between North Macedonia and India, bilateral investment promotion and protection agreement, agreement on avoidance of double taxation, and memorandum of understanding between Balkan India Business Association and the Macedonia Chamber of Commerce. A main macroeconomic indicator from 2018, GDP grew 2.7%, GDP per capita 5,183 euros, foreign direct investment 621.9 million euros, export 5.8 billion euros. Inflation is low, 0.9%. Fiscal benefits are visible in the personal tax income, which is 10%, corporative income 10%, and general VAT, which is 18%. The graphic overview shows that these tax rates in North Macedonia are lower compared to the countries in the region as well as the European Union countries. One of the advantages of North Macedonia is the low operational cost saving compared to the European Union average is 9% in investment, 78% in the net salary, 47% in transport service, 43% in construction, 43% in electricity, and 58% in official rental. Macedonia is in the 10th place of easy of doing business based of the World Bank doing business for 2019. Confirmation of goods investment opportunities in North Macedonia is given by the ranking of the World Bank and other renowned official institutions. Target sector for development with development potential are machine automotive components, informatic and computer technology, healthcare sector, medical device, pharmaceutical, agri, business and food processing, energy sector, textile, tourism. Measures of the industrial policy and on stimulating investment and competitiveness on the Macedonian economy, equal conditions for domestic and foreign investors, transparent criteria and requirements, increased cooperation between domestic and foreign companies, support for micro, small and medium enterprises, higher wages, new better paid job, technology development and innovation, support for establishing technology development and researching department, increase competitiveness. Support measures are consistent of 3 groups. In the first group is about opening new jobs, technology development and research department, and increased capital investment and income. The second group is about bringing to markets and growth of the competitiveness. The last group of support measures is about support for micro and small enterprises. A renowned company have already discovered the benefits of investing in Macedonia and actively contribute to the building a better business environment. Some of the key investors are Tihom and Dava, even Van Hol, Kronberg Schuber. The most significant Indian investment in North Macedonia is the ArcelorMittal that took over Balkan Steel. For additional information, you can visit our website or contact our by mail. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for making a brief presentation. I would request if you could share the copy of the presentation to us by mail,
Yes.
because in couple of days, we would be actually writing the mail to all the participants with contact details of both the Chamber of Commerce, copy of the presentation of both the Chamber of Commerce, and even contact details of our commercial wing of Indian Embassy.
Yes, we can send in, when we can send presentation.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Now we are open to interactive session, but we have already crossed the time that it is almost 5:20. We were supposed to end the program by 5:15. But I would request a participant to raise their hands and to be very specific to what is their question and whom they are addressing their question to. And any sector specific questions, we would require the commercial wing to actually do the research and then get back to you. So don't ask any sector specific, but any policy related questions are most welcome, and those could be asked. I would request Jagdish Parekh from Vimal Pharma to kindly unmute himself and ask his query, please.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Thank you very much to FIO and the entire FIO team for arranging such webinars, which is really blessings of the pandemic. I welcome that. And my question to Sarab sir and to Her Excellency Pooja madam, they said that organic chemicals are being needed in Bulgaria. I would request them that how we can get the list of the distributors or importers in Bulgaria and also in Macedonia so that we can contact them directly. Number two, that how to increase the visibility, I would suggest that on FIO platform, if there is a special category for India-Bulgaria relations, where we can add our profile from both the sides, then I think that will be a faster way to contact each other. Please, I may please my question.
May I respond to that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, please.
Thank you so much for your comments and interest.
Thank you.
We will get back to you on the organic chemicals query.
Please, thank you.
Both the business chambers are able to provide these services and the embassy can help facilitate. So we will get back to you on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Secondly, regarding visibility, in fact, this was a general point I wanted to make at the end of the session, and I will use this opportunity to say it. Apart from just watching this presentation, in which all of us were constrained for time and, we wanted to make some key points,
yes.
I would request all FIO members to please follow us on our social media pages, which is called India and Bulgaria and North Macedonia. We are on Facebook, we are on Twitter, and you will see the numerous things that we do. You will also get a lot of information about what is happening.
Good.
So that really helps. And it's also a platform to correspond, although email is, of course, best for serious queries. But in terms of what is happening, please do connect and follow us there, and you'll find a lot of other interesting information, maybe in other areas,
very good.
which could be of interest to you. Not just economic, but even cultural, political, social, and so on.
Can we become the member of the BCCI? Indian participants can become the member of BCCI?
They're
Bulgarian Chamber of Commerce
normally, but there are two bilateral business chambers. One is called the Indian Bulgarian Business Chamber, and the other is called the Bulgaria India Business Association. We will also send to FIO the details and request them to share with all members.
Yeah.
Bilateral business chambers will be very happy to have you as members.
Very
and
good.
will be very happy to provide direct services.
Yes,
and of
sir.
course, there is the huge database of the BCCI and the MCC, which you can access directly through them.
Yeah. Sarma sir, I would request you to get that information and circulate to all the participants, please.
Definitely. What I have already told is in 2 days of time, we
Yes,
will
sir.
be sending a consolidated mail to all the participants
Yes,
with
sir.
the contact details of BCCI, NCC, even our commercial representative in Embassy of India, and even the 2 other chambers which Madam
Yeah,
has
yeah,
mentioned. We would be
correct.
consolidating all these and sending to all the
Please.
participants for their benefit, along with the 2 presentations which were made today.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Divesh, kindly unmute yourself.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Hi. I would like to know, is there like a database which we can access of the two countries where we can get our company is basically into exports of Ayurvedic products and organic ingredients. So, we'd like to have access to a set of companies which would be interested, who are already importing these products, or even who have a interest in importing these products.
May I take that? And then I would request the chambers to respond.
Sure.
Ayurvedic products are already being sold as medicines or as supplements or cosmetic products in both countries. We have Bedinath, we have Himalaya, we have Shri's products, and several others which are already there. They have local partners, but some in fact have partners in the pharmaceutical sector. Others have partners in the lifestyle sector. So this is very much something which is already happening. For the specifics of potentially interested companies with which you could tie up or to whom you could sell, I would request BCCI and MCC to respond.
Okay.
If I may take the floor. Well, I would encourage the Indian companies that would like to offer something to the Bulgarian market, to Bulgarian partners, to contact us, to send us detailed information, what exactly they offer, what are they looking for, so we could search our database, and also we could distribute this information through the daily bulletin and through our website. There is a specific section on our website, unfortunately only in Bulgarian, because it's designed for Bulgarian companies. If they want to find a partner abroad in another country, another region, they check there for suitable opportunities. So the information we'll receive from Indian companies will be published there together with contact details. If they don't want, we will not share the contact details, but requests will go through us. And this way we will be able to do the matchmaking. Thank you.
Okay, we would like to have your details where we can send out, an email of all the products that we deal in, so that you could find us a suitable partner.
Divesh, I have already told that within 2 days, we will be sending the
Okay.
contact details
Okay.
of all the stakeholders that are involved in this meeting,
Okay.
so that it benefits all the participants.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. We will have to actually cut short the interactive session because already we have crossed 15 minutes of the time. As I am again and again telling, we will be actually compiling an email of all the useful information which all the participants would require, and then that would be very useful, and we will take it forward from here. And this is only a beginning, and not of the end of the session, but will be a new beginning wherein all the not only Indian FIEO members, but both the sides businesses would benefit. With that, I would like to actually With your permission, ma'am, I would like to close the session, or if you would like to add one or two more lines, and then I will end the session.
Thank you. First of all, we've had a very efficient moderator, so thank you so much for moderating so effectively. I would like to thank all the speakers, of course, Mr. Saraf, Mr. Semenyov, Ms. Arsovska, and very importantly, all the people from FIO, members, the people who will actually now do the real work of taking business forward, of exploring and in cashing in on the business opportunities, of taking the risk and of actually making things happen. So all the best to you. As I said, we stay at your disposal. Feel free to contact us. PO will send you the details of all stakeholders. And wherever you need anything more, feel free to drop a line to any of us and we'll be happy to get back to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for chairing today's meeting and for agreeing for FIO's proposal to organize this interactive session, which was very, very successful and very, very fruitful for our members. And we look forward that we could now actually achieve more measurable successes in terms of our businesses now connecting with each other and actually doing the real business. And I would also like to thank you to introduce Bulgarian Chamber of Commerce and Industry and Macedonian Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the presidents of both the chambers for sparing their valuable time and addressing the participants, and even the officials from both the chambers who have actually made a very insightful presentations which we would be sharing with our members, and it would go a long way in actually allowing our members to connect with the members of these chambers and take it forward. And with that, we come to the conclusion of this session. I would not like to extend the session by extending my vote of thanks, but that doesn't mean that how grateful and how much gratitude we would like to express to the embassy office, especially Her Excellency Pooja Kapoor ma'am, who has actually made a very positive beginning and impacted how the things would, this small meeting would go a big way in actually boosting the bilateral trade between the two countries. With that, I would like to thank everyone and equally like to thank all the participants for patiently listening to us and be with us throughout the session. We look forward and take much more steps in terms of virtual B2B meets, in terms of virtual trade fairs, and in also when the pandemic was over, to take a delegation or receive a delegation from Bulgaria and help businesses from both all the three countries to actually prosper. With that, we come to the conclusion of this session, and thank you very much. Lot of thanks for everyone who has made this program successful. Thank you. Thank you very much.